Okay, it's that time of the week when we're gonna build out a vehicle and see how we would spec it. And I already shot one of these, and the fun thing is that sometimes computers go blammo, and so we have to do this again. But it's probably going to be more concise now, or not, because I'm already rambling. But let's get to the vehicle we are dealing with today. It's the 2022 Chevy Silverado 1500. Now, if you go to Chevy's configurator page, you can go, let's see here, click switch model. And I want to show you this for one reason, because if you scroll down, first I'm going to click 2022. And if you scroll down, you're going to see this 2022 Chevy Silverado 1500 LTD. You scroll further, 2022 Chevy Silverado 1500. There's a $4,000 price difference. Why is that, Jeff? Well, because the 1500 LTD or limited is basically leftover 2021s they're selling into the 2022 model year. The one without the LTD is the one you want if you want the latest and greatest. So to kick this off, if you're buying a modern pickup truck, I need 4 full-size doors, and then the size bed is up to you, but I can deal with a short bed. If you're really towing, or not really towing and hauling, but if you're hauling stuff in that bed and you need all that space for lumber and dirt bikes and quads and all kinds of other stuff, I can understand getting the standard bed, and it's only looks like a $300 price difference, so not a big deal. I'm sticking with the short bed, though, because I like the way it looks. So right off the bat, our net price to begin is $43,000. Trucks are expensive. So I want 4-wheel drive. It's already selected, but out of curiosity, if you drop to 2-wheel drive, that is a pretty fairly sizable savings, but it's a truck. Let's get 4-wheel drive. You get a handful of engines and trims to choose from. If you want to jump to a 6.2 liter V8, though, you got to jump all the way up to an RST to start, and that jumps you right to $58,000. And you can then keep climbing to LT Trail Boss, LTZ. There's a High Country, and then there's the ZR2, which starts at $70,000. I'm running this as an LT, and I don't want the 5.3 liter V8 because if I can't have the 6.2, I don't want the 5.3. Getting the 3 liter turbo diesel. Big jump in price here, right again, $56,000. So this is basically where we're starting our build, and trucks, I'm going to say this a lot, are not cheap. But let's move on to the colors. There are 2 nice premium colors to choose from, but I'm already paying enough money, so I'm not paying more for Glacier Blue Metallic or the Cherry Red Tint Coat. I like the North Sky Blue. It's a nice darker blue than the Glacier Blue, and it's a good-looking color for a truck. Red Hot isn't bad, but it's not as good of a red as Cherry Red Tint Coat. Here you can see it. This is Red Hot. See, it's kind of like, it's a firefighter special. Not that that's a knock, but you'll see firefighter decals on these trucks. Cherry Red Tint Coat, there's a bit more ruby deepness to it, so it is a nice color. But again, I'm not paying more. Let's go with North Sky Blue. We got the jet black cloth seats, and we're good to go there. And the good thing is, too, when you jump to an LT, you are getting the nicer screens, the bigger displays, and it looks nice inside of the truck. So there is that. Here's where it gets complicated and weird. You have all these packages pages once you move past colors. There's, a diesel off-road package because we have a diesel truck selected. There's, things like the Texas edition, the All-Star edition, stuff we don't need. There's Z71, which is interesting. And then there's appearance and value and convenience packages. So I want the Z71 package, but because I have the diesel truck, there's some weird trickery. So if there's other things I want that I can't get with it, and this especially becomes true with like the Max trailering package, you just have to ditch all the off-road stuff for that, and I'm not going to do that. So instead of selecting Z71, I choose diesel off-road package. Select that. You get better rear axle, and you get the 2-speed transfer case and all that good stuff. But then on top of that one, so that's $2,200. But then you come down, don't select diesel or Z71, come down. And where's off-road suspension package also gets selected. So basically this kind of takes the Z71 package, but for the diesel truck. So you still get the good Rancho shocks and the 17, actually I think this jumps to 18-inch wheels, dual exhaust outlet, heavy-duty air filter, and it actually puts a Z71 badge on the display on the truck, even though we haven't selected Z71. That part's kind of weird. It makes you add side steps too, which if I'm going off-roading, I do not want side steps. So were I to buy this truck as it's going to be spec'd, I would unbolt those as soon as I got home. Maybe I'd save them in my garage. I might even turn around and flip them on Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist or see if I could sell them back to the dealer, but I'm sure they're not going to want me to do that. Because I hate chrome and I like to dark things out, I'm going to do this Dark Essentials package. Now, one thing I wished it would do is black out the further chrome on the fascia and the grill itself, but we've blacked out like the bow tie and some other things. So I'm doing that. I think it looks good enough. That's where all I need to be on the packages. But it's weird though, because as I was saying, when you come into the rest of the exterior and interior options, it breaks down some of the stuff in the packages that you thought you might want, but you can't select. So if I wanted to up the gross vehicle weight rating from 7,200 to 7,300, if I wanted to, well, I'm already at the good rear axle, so I'm happy there. You can't uncheck the engine block heater with the diesel, which is kind of interesting. You got to warm up those plugs. But you get hill descent control and the aforementioned transfer case, but you cannot then further select the engine oil cooler and the trans cooler because that's part of the towing package. So you want to tow the most, or do you want to do off-road? And I'm not going to be towing that often, so I would choose more of the off-road stuff, but I will add the integrated trailer brake controller because if you're going to do some towing, you want to be as safe as possible. And then you scroll down, you've got the better wheels and tire, knobby, chunky wheels and tires. And then I add the front license plate bracket because I am in California and you need front license plates here. I don't need all the fancy tailgate stuff, but I can see why, because it's already getting expensive. So I'm trying to get rid of some of that stuff. Like I said, you got the nicer screen and infotainment system and all that good stuff. But scrolling through, I would like the power sliding rear window with rear defogger, but I think this makes me add a package if I select that. Yeah, but it's things that are good, like the hitch guidance with hitch view. So it's only $500 for some really great stuff, and I can see why you would want it. You got wireless charging and USB ports. All of that stuff is good as well. I would add rear park assist, but that throws in a bunch of other features. It's good safety features to have, but to try to keep this as cheaply as possible, I'm going to avoid it on this one. There's a bunch of accessories that you don't need because it's mostly stuff you can get in the aftermarket anyway. So let's get out the door I was going to try to keep it under 60, but we're just over 60, 60,810. This is a nicely spec'd truck with some good options, something you can have fun in the dirt, good room inside. But I want to show you something interesting. Say you don't need, because I like to do multiple builds, and I'm running out of time here because I'm trying to keep this quick. But let's go back to configuration, and let's go with you never see regular cab short beds anymore. I want to show you what would happen if you didn't need those other doors. So 4-wheel drive, it's basically work truck spec, and you have to get the 2.7 liter turbo engine, which is the new engine in the 2023 Colorado. And in this version, it is the high output version. So 310 horse, 430 torque. Great little package, small engine, better on fuel. We can still get North Sky Blue. We can jump from vinyl to cloth at no cost. Go to packages. The work truck value package, which is on sale right now, gets you like tinted glass, rear window defogger, that hitch guidance system, and a few other nice things. Adds in cruise control. And then that's where I am on the packages. But take a look at this truck so far. The grill looks cooler than the truck we spec'd before. I love the look of the steel wheels, and you can get them with all-terrain tires. So let's pop those on there. So now you got a nice chunky tire on that cool looking 17-inch steel wheel. Let's see here. I want to add the transfer case. Yep. I get the heavy duty air filter, and then I add in the skid plates because, which is the work truck package essentially. And then the trailer brake controller just in case I'm going to tow as well. So that's all I want for that. I'm going to go back through because I'm done. Oh, the only other thing I added was the USB ports. And because I'm also going to add wireless CarPlay. So the bummer with this truck is that you do not get the nicer screens. But you're having a well-built truck. I'm skipping all the accessories because, like I said, we don't need those. And now we're out the door for under $42,000 for a cool-looking truck. I think the front of this thing looks kind of better than the one we just built. I love the wheel and tire setup on this one. We can still take this off-road. We've got the transfer case. So if you don't need those 4 doors, you can get out the door building up a work truck in a really cool way with a pretty strong engine. 430, I can't even say it, 430 pound-feet of torque, 310 horsepower is amazing out of a turbocharged 4-cylinder engine. So this is my secondary spec. The first one is how I would do it. I think this is a pretty good way to go. That's where we are in the 2022 Chevy Silverado.